Peace, Barricade.
Hello, and welcome on the Peace Barricade. My name is Maria Cernat. I am an academic based in Bucharest, and since the war in Ukraine started, it was imperative for me to dedicate a lot of my efforts to promoting peace. This is a podcast that aims to advocate for peace and for peaceful solutions, especially to the conflict in Ukraine, but worldwide. Together with other peace activists in Romania, we established an informal group trying to advocate for peace. That are the other initiatives of Romanians trying to say that we do not want war. Now, I am recording this video on September 6th, and this is the time where I hope to be able to release it in order to make a short overview of the so-called Patriot Saga. Romania was asked in July by the United States to donate one of its Patriot batteries to Ukraine. At the time, in the press, there were articles and reports suggesting that this might not be such a good idea, and it appears that a letter from the Ministry of Defense itself circulated where a lot of apparently a lot of military personnel suggested that this might not be a good idea for Romania. They were not advocating for peace, but they were advocating for national security, suggesting that if Romania decided to donate this system to Ukraine, then our own national security would be jeopardized. Then the Ministry of Defense rejected these claims, and it was a couple of days where there was this debate. Of course, this kind of broke the camel's back in the sense that a lot of Romanians that were very sympathetic to the Ukrainian cause found themselves in a difficult position where they said that, okay, we paid for the systems, and now you said that we have to buy all this weaponry to defend ourselves, but now since we are donating to Ukraine, how are we going to be able to defend ourselves if something happens and we are attacked as a country? Recently, what happened was that, unfortunately, the only political party that challenged the Romanian government and was vocal in opposing this idea was the right-wing extremist party AUR, the Alliance for the Union of Romanians. And the Romanian government found a solution. What do I mean by that? On July 10, the Romanian authorities, not the Romanian authorities, the Romanian president, Klaus Iohannis, signed an agreement with Ukraine, and the Romanian government wanted to bypass the parliament and donate this system without the public consultation and without going through the parliament with this very important proposal of donating a Patriot battery to Ukraine. What happened was that there was an opposition. This time, to my surprise, there were people opposing. There were also NGO. There is an NGO called the Coalition for the Defense of the Rule of Law. There is this political party, unfortunately, is a right-wing extremist party. And they opposed the idea of donating this, what they called vital military equipment to Ukraine. Of course, as I told you, they were not advocating for peace, but they were advocating for our own interest and Romania's national interest and security. And what the Romanian authorities did was the following thing. They realized that there is an article in the Romanian constitution saying that if a Romanian citizen engages with foreign actors and engages in actions that might lead Romania and might engage us in a situation of war, then this fact is punishable. And I think this particular article in the Romanian constitution, and also if the Romanian citizen that engages in such activities that might lead to a war is the member of the Supreme Council of the Defense of Romania, then CSAT. I'm looking now for the proper translation for the Council of the Defense of Romania, the highest in the security apparatus in Romania, the highest institution that we have, and it is currently managed and ruled by President Iohannis. If a person belonging to this institution engages in such actions, then the punishment is even higher. I think it's the Article 2300, let me see, 94. So engaging in and making connections with the power or foreign organizations or with agents belonging to such organizations with the aim of suppressing the unity and the sovereignty and the independence of our state by provocation of a war and against our country, and also by facilitating foreign military occupation is punishable by prison. And when the deeds are done by the president of the country or are done by the members of CSAT, this organization that is coordinating the national security strategy of Romania, then the prison might be of 25, and the punishment might be the sentence is 25 years. So there are people who say that this might be the cause why the Romanian authorities and also the Romanian constitution that says that we cannot decide and nobody can decide in this country, not even the president, the government, members of this CSAT, they cannot decide to, in such matters as donating vital military equipment to another country on their own. They have to consult the Romanian parliament. And the Romanian parliament was consulted. The Romanian Ministry of Defense drafted a law making it possible for Romania to donate this military equipment to Ukraine. And it was on August 29, 2024 that they advanced the law. But the problem is, again, the Romanian constitution states clearly that any law has to wait for 10 days for different members of the civil society, different political parties, or different actors and different citizens and representatives of NGOs. They may have to be given the chance, they have to be given the chance to make comments, amendments, and it was this law according especially to this Romanian NGO, but it is a fact that they did not wait for this 10-day period for submitting comments. And they did not organize and the National Ministry of Defense in Romania also had the obligation of organizing a public debate. And there were NGOs that asked for this public debate, but it was not organized. There was no public debate. And the draft was adopted by the government. It was registered with the Senate under the number, the law of 468 in the 2nd of September 2024, and was voted in. Now, it was an agreement signed by the President Iohannis and Ukraine on July 10, and this was signed at the NATO summit in Washington. And this is when the first information surfaced that this accord was basically signed with the idea of Romania donating the Patriot system to Ukraine. And not only did we donate this Patriot system, but we are also paying 60 million euros. And we will be left exposed in case of an emergency, and this ground-based air defense capability is now reached Ukraine because President Zelensky already thanked Romania for this donation. I just wanted to say that there are some, now I want to comment a little bit on this topic. There are obviously bad news and good news. The good news is that finally some NGOs in Romania are protesting this very fast tracking of laws and very fast decisions that are made with regards to very sensitive topics such as the donation of a Patriot system to Ukraine. As you can imagine, the Romanian taxpayers paid for this. It did not came for free for Romania. And we bought it especially because we were fearing an attack. Now we donated this a Patriot system. And finally, we have some opposition. This is the good news, because I watched closely the way Romanian parliamentarians reacted when it came to increasing military spending, to buying military equipment, everything that came as a request from the National Ministry of Defense. It was accepted for the vast majority. I think it was Adi Dohotaru, one parliamentarian, that opposed at some point the increase in military spending, and it was also another parliamentarian by the name of Gabriela Crețu. Two examples that I can remember of parliamentarians that opposed the requests that usually came from the Ministry of Defense. With regards to increasing the military budget, purchasing weapons and military equipment and all the rest. Now, we finally have a political party that opposes that. Now, why am I not happy? I am not happy because this particular political party is a party of extremists, and I'm not discussing here from the point of view of a snowflake that yells extremists every time they see a more violent verbal rhetoric or something like that. I mean, these people are violent in the sense that they engage in the physical abuse of their colleagues and other members of the parliament. I remember vividly when the mayor of Bucharest visited the parliament and wanted to address Romanian parliamentarians in a public, in the public arena, in the very building and of the Romanian parliament. It was the president of this political party that now opposed the donation of the Patriot system that grabbed the mayor by the shoulders and dragged him out of the parliament building. It was quite quite shocking to see the kind of violence that he engaged in. He didn't beat him up, but taking advantage of the fact that the Romanian mayor is a mathematician and a person that's kind of shy and small. I mean, he just grabbed him by the shoulders and started lecturing him in a very patronizing way. At the same time, he kind of dragged him and show him his way out from the Romanian parliament building. And another very troubling incident, extremely troubling incident, also regarding the head of this Romanian political party, AUR, is when he threatened one of its former allies and now colleagues in the Romanian parliament, and it was then his colleague because now she's a Europarlamentarian. But he actually said to her twice in the Romanian parliament, where everybody was filming, everybody was with their cameras turned on, and he said something, "I'm gonna sexually abuse you, you cow." And he said this twice. And as you can imagine, I think no person in their right state of mind could be happy to see that these people are the only ones advocating for the national interest of Romania. And as I told you, even their reasons are quite problematic in the sense that they do not say something like, oh, we should not escalate the war. We should think of diplomatic solutions. We should think of other ways of solving this problem. But they are saying that we have to defend ourselves. So it is very important for us to have these weapons. They are not the peace advocates that one might hope for. So good news and bad news at the same time. And this is a situation with the Patriot system. I leave the floor open to you, dear viewers, to comment whether it was a good idea or a bad idea. I'm just telling it as it is and what's the current situation. Unfortunately, we have only one politician and one political party that also opposes the war in Ukraine and advocates for peace. But this political party is also very, very problematic and also extremist. Is the party of Diana Șoșoacă, and I'm going to have an entire show devoted to her because she represents an interesting case when the person advocating for peace is one of the most violent against the worst violent again. Using extremely flamboyant verbal rhetorics and also screaming, yelling, doing all sorts of accusations all day long. And it kind of boggles the mind when you think about it, because you have the most extremist and violent politicians in Romania actually opposing the escalation of war in Ukraine. And as a final touch, if you want a class analysis, I think this is the final stage of a decaying bourgeois democracy when politics spews the most bizarre figures that you may think about. This is the situation in Romania with regards to the Patriot system. Let's hope that a peace solution will be found before it will be used to kill more and more people, and that the bloodshed in the country, in the neighboring country, Ukraine, will stop. Hope dies last. Dear viewers, if you like what you saw, this is the Peace Barricade, this initiative of academics, journalists, artists, all sorts of people involved in the peace movement. There's not many of us, I admit, but I think we are vocal enough to make our voices heard. And if you like what you saw, please share, subscribe. It helps a lot to help us grow this channel and to help us spread the message of peace.
Baricada pacifistă.